records. The record label's pretty much known for its fake follow-ups by the Killer Fox, the Thrash Queen, the Godzilla, and even on a forum that I pretty much frequently go into, the Heavy Metal Rarities, someone has basically stated that the two Expect No Mercy albums that were released after the Steel Breed, that was released on Mausoleum Records, was actually those two were actually considered to be fake follow-ups as well, because the original members did not participate in the recordings of those. So there's definitely going to be some explaining to do on those two. I have not heard them, but I've heard that they're not as bad as the Thrash Queen, the Killer Fox, and the Godzilla. But enough about the bad apples. Let's talk about bring up the good ones. Black Version's debut LP. That one wasn't too bad. Mad Butcher's follow-up to Metal Lightning Attack that was released on Earthshaker Records wasn't too bad. Metal Meat, not bad at all. Stormtrooper's Head Count wasn't too bad. Definitely for fans of Motorhead will definitely really dig the shit out of that one. The Thunderstorm isn't too bad. Definitely have to listen to more of that one. There's definitely and then the Godzilla debut wasn't too bad, even though that was by a bunch of session musicians. It still wasn't bad, not as bad as the second one. Holy shit! Just from hearing the few songs on YouTube, it's definitely was not like the debut, because the debut was more mid-average hard rock fare. So with that base, I think you can bring up some more on the comments section on what you think is the best releases off the Metal Enterprises Records label. But let's also now go to the creator, Ingo Nowotny. Hope I said his name right. Pretty much a German dude who created the label. So basically, coming up that Metal Enterprises Records is a German label. He actually has produced a few albums, including the first Expect No Mercy, some other ones as well, even including some of his records labels one, but definitely some for other bands that weren't part of his record label. It's no clue, or nothing really mind-boggling that Ingo actually produced the Steel Breed album by Expect No Mercy, which was released on Mausoleum Records. It's no secret. And yet, before him to go and get a bunch of studio musicians to do the other two was pretty ridiculous to me, because what, did the band split up and you were actually looking forward to get to, you were wanted to have the original members to do it, but they split up, and then you just thought, we gotta get a bunch of different guys to record these follow-ups. And I think it's funny that for the second one, the title is holy shit, I can't think, it was Save Your Next, Watch Your Back, Save Your, wait, I'm actually on the internet right now, let me go look. Watch your ears and save your neck. We are back to our second attack. Why in the hell is a line from Crossfire's second attack actually made for a title album? And yet, that was also that second attack album by Crossfire was released on Mausoleum Records. So, and yet I find that pretty funny. I'm well. Now let's go back to some of the bad apples. The Thrash Queen, though, for a chick thrash metal band, what the hell happened with the second one? Sure, the first one was actually considered to be pretty by regards by people as one of the most shittiest thrash metal albums, or even overall all girl thrash metal album band of all time. So, and yet that was actually considered the though the story behind Thrash Queen was, it was actually still session musicians, even including for the Killer Fox, and that one's considered to be a pretty shitty album. The first one, The Night All You Can Eat. I think there's even another one for it, but so are these considered to be the worst of the first? Well, at least the Thrash Queen, the first one, I can tolerate more than the fucking Thrash Queen second album, which was the fake. The vocals, I think, pretty much ruin it for me, because it sounds like some operatic female vocalist, some retard, some definitely ridiculous. So, is the Metal Enterprises Records label that bad? Even I had just also stated that there were some good ones in there, and there are bad ones. So, when you put the pieces together, it's just basically your record label, and yet there have been other record labels that have done what Metal Enterprises Records has done. There was Cobra Records, which have done some albums that were like studio musicians. There's also Grudge Records. Those are the two right now that I know, but the whole metal exploitation thing exploitation is basically a tag that gets used for record labels that just do studio session musicians instead of signing actual bands. So I'm guessing that pretty much does it for the Metal Enterprises Records. Until I also I would not like the story behind the Expect No Mercy album to see why were if those two are actually considered or considered to be fake follow-ups. And I have not heard them, and if I can hear some real that those two are actually really are one of the more better ones, like along with the Godzilla, then definitely I would have to check those out. So until then, thank you, and I hope you enjoyed this review, and you can post your comments in there, and I'm awaiting them. Thank you.